I refused to be my sister's babysitter on vacation, and now my entire family hates me. They say family is supposed to have your back. But mine? Mine turned their backs on me the moment I stopped being useful. My name's Evan. I'm 28, and for the first time in my life, I decided to say, no. You'd think that's not such a big deal, everyone has the right to set boundaries, right? But when you grow up in a family that treats you like a tool instead of a person, saying, no, is the ultimate betrayal. I grew up in a small coastal town in Maine, in a family obsessed with appearances. My sister Sophie was the golden child, smart, charming, beautiful. The kind of person who could do no wrong, even when she was manipulating everyone around her. I was the quiet one. The dependable one. The one who fixed things, drove people places, carried heavy boxes, and smiled through it all. When Sophie had kids, 3 of them, 6, 4, and 2, my parents expected me to step up. They called it helping the family. But what it really was unpaid labor disguised as love. At first, I didn't mind. I adore my nieces and nephew. But over time, Sophie started assuming my life revolved around her children. I'd get texts in the middle of work like, hey, I dropped the kids at your place. Be back by 10. No request, no question, just expectation. And when I tried to talk to her about it, she'd guilt-trip me. You don't understand how hard motherhood is, Evan. You're single, you've got free time, can't you help your sister out? Those one-time favors never ended. Then came the family vacation. My parents planned a week in Florida, sunny beaches, a cozy resort, family bonding. I hadn't taken time off in months, so I was genuinely excited. Until I saw the group chat Sophie created titled, Family Trip Plans Beach with Umbrella. Within minutes, messages flooded in. We'll need 2 rooms, one for mom and dad, one for me and the kids. Evan can bunk with them. Evan, you'll watch the kids during our spa day, right? Evan, maybe you can take them to the water park while we do the wine tasting. I froze. It was like they were organizing a free childcare service disguised as a vacation. I texted back, trying to stay calm. Hey, I'd actually like to relax too. Maybe we can split responsibilities so everyone gets a break? Sophie replied instantly. You don't have kids, Evan. You already get a break every day. Then mom chimed in. Sweetheart, it's just a few days. Sophie needs time for herself. You're so good with the little ones. That was the moment something inside me snapped. For years, I'd been everyone's backup plan, the errand boy, the emotional sponge, the quiet helper. And now, even my 1 week of rest was being stolen so my sister could sip cocktails and post selfies. So I said no. I typed a simple message. If I'm going, I'm not babysitting. I'm there to enjoy the trip like everyone else. Silence. Then Sophie replied. If that's your attitude, maybe you shouldn't come. Mom added. Don't be difficult, Evan. Family is about compromise. That word, compromise, had been used as a leash my entire life. I closed the group chat and decided to skip the trip. The next morning, my phone exploded. Dad called first, trying to be the peacemaker. Son, don't punish the family over this. You know your sister can be demanding. I explained calmly that I loved them all but wasn't going to spend my vacation babysitting. He sighed. You've always been stubborn, Evan. Then he hung up. A few hours later mom called, crying. Sophie's heartbroken. The kids miss their uncle. She can't afford a nanny. I didn't budge. For once, I didn't apologize or justify myself. I just said, I'm not going. They went without me. And honestly, it stung, not because I wanted to be there, but because it showed how quickly they could cut me off once I stopped being useful. A week later, Sophie posted beach photos on Instagram. Smiling, glass of champagne in hand, captioned. Self-care is essential for moms. Grateful for my amazing family who make it possible. 2 hearts. I almost laughed. Because I knew exactly what that meant, mom was babysitting while Sophie played influencer. When they got back, I stayed silent. I thought maybe some distance would make them reflect. It didn't. Mom called again. Sophie feels abandoned, Evan. You ignoring her is cruel. Abandoned. That word hit me like a slap. I'd been emotionally abandoned for years. Every time my feelings were brushed aside, every time I was told to just help out. But somehow, I was the selfish one. I told her the truth. Mom, I'm tired. I've spent my whole life putting everyone else first. I just wanted 1 week to breathe. Her reply was the same as always. You should have said it nicely instead of making a scene. I hung up. I was done. Months passed. Then one night, there was a knock at my door. It was Sophie. No warning, no apology, just her fake smile. She walked in, phone in hand, her tone sharp. You really embarrassed me. Mom and Dad were so disappointed. The kids cried for you. I stared at her. You planned that trip expecting me to work for free. She rolled her eyes. They're your nieces and nephew. It's called being family. I laughed bitterly. No, Sophie, it's called using people. She glared, turned, and slammed the door behind her. A week later Dad called. Apparently, Sophie told them I'd screamed at her and threw her out. They believed her. That was it. I opened the family group chat and typed a message I'd been holding in for years. For as long as I can remember, I've been the helper, the babysitter, the backup plan. My kindness has been taken for granted. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's survival. I love you all, but I'm done being the doormat. Then I muted the chat. It's been almost a year since then. I haven't spoken to Sophie. My parents still reach out, but our conversations are short and polite, strangers trying to sound like family. And you know what? I'm finally okay. I've taken solo trips, made real friends, learned what peace actually feels like. Sometimes I see Sophie's photos, perfect smiles, pastel captions, the illusion of control. But I know what's underneath, the endless chaos she hides from everyone else. And for the first time, I'm not part of it. Because family doesn't mean servitude. Love isn't measured by how much of yourself you give away. Saying no to manipulation doesn't make you heartless, it makes you free. Sometimes, the hardest goodbyes aren't to lovers or friends. They're to the family who never saw you as an equal, only as someone to use. And if you've ever been the Evan in your story, remember this: you don't owe anyone your peace.